Hi, my name is Dave Irvine, Executive Director here at the Highlands Center for Natural History. And as you all know by now, we are celebrating our 25th anniversary. And today we are in the Gathering Circle in the James Family Discovery Gardens. And we are talking more about school field trips. In our last video, we met some of our docents who had been with us since the Community Nature Center days, many, many years ago. And since then, that program, our flagship program of school field trips, has continued, and here on the Walker Road site. And today, we are joined by two of our more newer docents, I would say, Atonna and Dianne Olson. So thank you for joining us today. And we're just going to start by telling us, maybe Dianne, you could start and tell us how you got involved in the Highlands Center and how long you've been doing this docent stuff.
Sure. Yes. I actually had gone to a farmer's market, and the Highlands Center used to have, almost every Saturday, they would have a booth set up there. And I was walking around one day and saw it and found out about it, and I thought, oh, I'm here for the summer, but maybe I could do something. And I was just really interested in it. And I knew we were going to be coming back the following year to live. And so I talked with that person, and they said, yeah, sign up. So I did. And I've got the interview and all, and started being a docent, and have been with the Highlands Center for 10 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
It surprises me. That's great, Dianne. Lee?
Well, I'm newer than Dianne, and I have to say a great note of thanks to Dianne, who was my mentor 6 years ago when I began here as a docent. And she welcomed me warmly, and I really appreciated that because she's got so much knowledge. And I got to Highlands Center because we moved here, and I got bored finally. And I decided I needed to look for something to do, and I came out and I met Jessie. And she suggested that I join the Shakespeare in the Pines Committee. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I got started, was with Shakespeare in the Pines.
Which you are still doing.
Which I'm still doing. I'm a slow learner. But it's been just really great. And then I became a docent after that. So 6 years to year 10.
Wow.
Yeah. And both of you serve on our education committee of the board of directors, and are involved in, deciding our future educational programs that we offer. So you're both very deeply involved. And so you've been also doing countless hours taking kids out into the forest and teaching them about the natural wonders of Central Arizona. So tell me why. Why do you think that's so important to take kids out into the forest and into the woods and give them that experience?
Well, I would say it's such a beautiful place, and so many of the kids who come out here have never been in the forest. And they come here and they're just amazed. And so we're opening their eyes to a whole new world. They're used to the grasslands of Prescott Valley or Chino, or maybe the hills in Prescott. But to come here and really be in a forest is just a spectacular experience.
Yeah, I would agree with all of that. Plus, this is a chance for them to actually do some exploring and to learn about, either nests or, a lot of other things. But there's a variety of activities that they're able to get into and participate in. And they're just super learners, and they're just the kids I love. So having been a teacher, it's just in my blood.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have former teachers or retired teachers involved, because they are so good with kids. And
yes, exactly. Yeah. Times two. Yeah.
So does any particular special moments come to mind to you as you think about all the many trail groups that you have led, what we like to call mission moments, where something just really kind of clicks in your groups?
Yeah, I've got one. I was leading fourth graders around one day, and I had a little boy who was kind of active and didn't seem to be really paying a whole lot of attention, and flipping his water bottle and all that. But by the time we got to the end of the experience, and they'd done their journaling and all of this, and we were heading back, and he happened to be in the front of the group, and he says, "I want to be a naturalist when I grow up." And I thought, wow.
Great job.
We really
Great
connected.
moment. Yeah.
That is
Lee?
wonderful. Well, I remember one particular group, and I think, again, it was 4th grade, and there was a little girl who came along, and she was kind of dragging her heels and holding back, and so I took her by the hand and brought her up by me, and she was terrified of being in the forest because, as I mentioned before, she'd never been to the forest, and she didn't know what was going to be here, and she was just really reluctant to go. But she held my hand until her hand became clammy in mine, and we just kept going along. And by the end of our day together, she said, "I love the forest. I'm so glad I came out here."
That's interesting, because I had a little girl that sort of did the same thing, except she wasn't terribly reluctant. She wanted to be right by me, and she says, "This is my first time in the forest." So I took her hand, and for a good portion of the trip around, but by the end again, she was very relaxed.
She was good with it. Well, and then there's those experiences where you have kids who've been out here for the kindergarten tour. They've been out here for 2nd grade. They've been out here for 4th grade. They've been out here for rock detectives, or they've been here for camp. And so they feel like they own Highlands Center, and they're just like, "Oh, I've been here before. I've seen that." And the ownership is just fantastic in those kids.
Well, it's a connection to nature, which is what we're about, and we sometimes assume that kids have those experiences, and both of you have experienced that a lot of those children do not have that experience. So that's what we provide and what you provide by giving of your time and talent and energy to make this happen. So as you think about maybe the future for the Highlands Center, is there any particular thoughts that come to mind of what you would like to see the Highlands Center do in the next maybe few years or 25 years?
Well, one thing that came to mind recently, I was reading in the paper about the new teen center that's been opened, and
The
I would
Launchpad.
yes, and I would sure like to see if we can involve more teens some way, maybe through the Launchpad. I have no idea how to do it, and I have no skill with teenagers, but I think there are more opportunities for teens. I think the Highlands Center does a great job with the younger elementary students and the adults. There are lots of different opportunities, but I think maybe that would be one area we could perhaps expand on a little bit.
That's interesting. That came up in our last interview too with our other group
really?
of docents as well. So we might be hitting on something here. So Lee, how about you?
Well, I'd like to see moms pushing strollers. And I'd like to see us getting those kids out here. Frequently we've got this wonderful discovery gardens. And I mean, they're perfect for pushing kids in strollers and bringing them out. And then maybe we can find a way to engage younger parents and nurture them into volunteers of the future, because we're not quite as young as we used to be. And so we would like to find some youthful, well, we're youthful.
Yeah.
With, some less mature volunteers.
Very good.
So if you're watching this video and you're under 50 years old, give us a call.
Come on down.
That's wonderful. We would love that too. And it's interesting, we find out sometimes too is that when those parents are pushing their kids through the discovery gardens, it's an opportunity for the parent to connect with nature as well, because they may not have had that connection where they grew up, and so it's a way of engaging them as well. So,
And I think the Discovery Garden Saturdays are a good opportunity for that.
yeah, and those, do you want to tell us just a little bit more about what those are, Dianne?
One Saturday a month now, we have several discovery carts out with some sort of a nature thing. It could be flowers, it could be about birds. We've got a whole bunch of different things. Beetles, skulls, whatever. And people just that are wandering through the garden then can have an opportunity to stop by if they wish and just learn a little bit more about whatever the topic is. And it's a lot of fun to do.
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun to see those families here.
Yes.
So, and you are staffed one of those booths. I think both of you have staffed those booths, right? Mm-hmm. And that's another talent of both of you. Anything else you'd like to share with our folks today that comes to mind to you?
I just think this is a magical place. The staff is wonderful. The setting is wonderful. Everybody I just sort of glow when I come out on many occasions. Yes.
Good.
Well, and I think about how Highlands Center was when I walked through the doors in 2016 and how Highlands Center is now. And it's growing, it's changing, it's evolving. Thank you for your leadership in making that possible. Our staff has expanded and we're able to do more things. And it's because of the people who support us and our fantastic staff. It's just a wonderful way to see an organization growing.
And that's mostly because we've had community support to do that, and great talented staff, but also support from this community that wants us to grow and wants us to be here. So, and great people like both of you who help us man the stations, so to speak. So thank you both so much for joining us and sharing your insights and your stories about the Highlands Center. We really appreciate all that you do. And thank you, all of you, for joining us today and watching our videos honoring our 25th anniversary. And check back for more. There are more coming, as well as if you want to learn about programs going on today, like Discovery Saturdays, just go to our website at highlandscenter.org. And we will see you again soon.